Hi everyone, my name is Opie and I am a third-year medical student who is also a part of How to Be a Super Friend. And today I am super excited to be teaching you all about Tourette Syndrome. If you're ready to learn how to be a super friend to someone with Tourette Syndrome, then let's get started. First, I would love for you all to go on YouTube and find and watch this video. Just go to the search bar and type in Thomas the Turtle with Tourette's. It should be the very first video. Once you've found it and watched it, come on back to me and we'll discuss it. Okay, enjoy. How was the video? I hope you loved it as much as I did. Now, let's discuss. So, Thomas the Turtle says he has something called Tourette Syndrome. But what is Tourette Syndrome? Tourette Syndrome is a brain disorder that affects your sounds and movement. But how does it do this? Well, Tourette Syndrome is part of a way bigger group of syndromes called tic disorders. And what is a tic? A tic is something involuntary. That means that it's something that you cannot control. So someone can have motor tics where they can't control their movements sometimes, or they could have vocal tics where they can't control the sounds they make sometimes. With Tourette syndrome, it's almost like your brain doesn't have stop signs. Usually, a person only moves when they want to move. But when you have Tourette syndrome, your body moves even when you don't want it to. And the same thing happens with sounds. Tourette syndrome specifically is a tic disorder that has at least 2 motor tics and 1 vocal tic. So you may see someone with Tourette's sometimes flapping their arms or throwing up a peace sign. And just like in the video with Thomas, someone with Tourette's could make a sound like beep or bark in the middle of their sentences. It's important to remember that all of these tics are involuntary. And what does that mean again? That they are completely out of that person's control. So, someone with Tourette's could have tics that come and go throughout their life, or that get worse or better. Sometimes you could talk to a friend with Tourette's and notice, wow, they hardly had any tics at all when we talked. And sometimes you can talk to them and notice that they have many more tics that day, or that they have new tics that you have never seen or heard before. This is all a part of having Tourette syndrome. And again, it's important to remember it is not in their control. In order for us to try and understand how a friend with Tourette syndrome may feel, I want to ask you all to have a staring contest. So when I say 3, 2, 1, go, I want you to pause the video and try to not blink for as long as you can. And when you absolutely have to blink, unpause the video. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So, how did it feel to not blink? For me, it started to feel really, really uncomfortable. My eyes started to water, and I just felt like I had this absolute need to blink. Did you all feel that way? Do you think that you would be able to not blink forever? I definitely couldn't. That uncomfortable feeling that we had when we were trying not to blink is really similar to the feeling that someone with Tourette syndrome has when they are trying really, really hard not to do a tic. Just like blinking, you can stop it for a short time, but at some point your brain takes over and it tells you we have to blink, so we do. So now that we understand it a little bit more, if we know kids who have Tourette syndrome can't control their tics, would it be nice to make fun of them? What would you do if you saw someone make fun of another kid who has Tourette syndrome? Maybe we can talk to them. We can tell them what we know about Tourette syndrome. We can tell them how it's something a person can't control, and we can remind them that we all have differences, but that we can all still be friends. There are some really important things that I think Thomas said during his video. The first one is, he is not sick. Remember, all of your classmates and friends, we all have differences, but being different doesn't mean that we're sick. It just means we have something that makes us super and special. Another thing Thomas said, stress makes it hard to speak. Imagine when you have to give show and tell, or when you have to give a presentation in front of the whole class. We all get really nervous, right? For someone with Tourette syndrome, these nerves and the stress can make them have way more tics. And sometimes just noticing that they have more tics can make it even worse. It's like a really big snowball effect. But Thomas also said, when you accept me, I feel more at ease. That means he feels less nervous and less stressed. What are some things that we could do to make our friends feel more at ease? Let your friends know that you accept them. Let them know that you think they're doing a great job. Maybe if your friend is doing something like a presentation in front of the whole class and they're nervous, we can give them a big thumbs up to make them smile and feel happy. That can help a person feel way less nervous and help to reduce their tics. And the last really important thing that Thomas said, I'm just like you. We all have differences, but we can all still be super friends. If any of you have any questions that you would want to ask to someone who actually lives with Tourette syndrome, there were a bunch of kids on YouTube who felt the same. Here is a video called Kids Meet a Woman with Tourette's. You go on YouTube and you search Kids Meet a Woman with Tourette's. And it'll be the first video there. It's a video where kids interview a woman with Tourette syndrome, and she may have answered one of your questions. Search up the video and find out more. I hope you all enjoyed today's lesson on Tourette syndrome. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and continue to stay safe out there. Goodbye, super friends.